Hello, my friends. This is Barry, and you're watching Barry and the PI. We had a nice rain this morning. Lasted about an hour or two. Now it's sunny. That's the way it is out here, up here. You get a light rain in the afternoons usually. Uh, Unless there's a typhoon, and then you get rain sometimes 24 hours a day for a couple of days. But my last video, I talked about some of the poisonous snakes we have here and how to deal with it if you find them. Uh, as I said, they don't want to eat you unless they're a python. And we do have some of those, so uh, a full-grown man probably not going to try. But I'm not being an alarmist. I not want to keep people away from coming down here, to discourage them from coming to the Philippines, because I've been here a little over 5 years now, and I'm loving it. It's got what we call in Texas a laid back attitude, and nobody's trying to butt into your business or anything like that. They're very welcoming and they're very helpful. Uh, Say we hire locals around here all the time. Uh, so by all means, if you've got the money and uh, stable income, uh, Social Security and stuff like that, come on down. You'll enjoy it too. Uh, you got to be a little adaptable though. It's a different culture uh, and different language, but most of the people speak some English here, and usually you can find somebody that speaks quite a bit of English. Uh, but there are things that you should be aware of before you do come here. We do have a lot of natural disasters. Uh, so you have to think about that before you decide where are you going to live. Are you going to rent a place, or are you going to build a place? And you need to know what's happened to that area in the past. Does it flood a lot? Uh, how long do the floods last? Is it close? Are you close to a cliff face where half the mountain might come down on you? Uh, we have quite a few volcanoes here in the Philippines. As a matter of fact, I've got one right back over in that area. It's We did check. Uh, we are outside the danger zone by a kilometer or so. Uh, you do get, because of the volcano and other things, we do get earthquakes here. Uh, so far, we haven't had any problems here. Their houses built fairly steady, strong. It's withstood typhoons and earthquakes. So we did do some research on this property here, and any evidence of faults, its movement of the earth, uh, and how far away from you is the nearest volcano. Uh, as I said, build along outside the danger zone of it. Don't try, oh, it's a beautiful mountain there. I'll build me a house there on the side. Nah. People, Filipinos have done that, and they've had to move off the volcano. There used to be a resort on the volcano, and it's now just ruins. Uh, so I showed you the volcano, Lake Taal and volcano. You'll notice that it didn't have anything growing on it. There's no vegetation. Uh, when I first came here, and back 20 some odd years ago, Maida and I walked up the volcano to one of the craters. It's got several different craters where the magma comes out and the gases come out. So back then it had a lot of vegetation on it, but the eruption in 2020 and subsequent ones have, there's not much growing on it now. That's because when there's magma underneath and it's pushing on the surface of the earth, it tends to displace the land. You can see cracks and movement of the land in there. That's what happens when volcanoes are really active. And Phil Vokes, that's the agency in charge of monitoring all volcanoes. They will issue alerts if there's a eruption possible. So you just should check with them. And they'll have it on the news and stuff. But they also have maps of fault zones and danger zones, stuff like that. So, hey, Pepper, you be quiet. Anytime anybody walks by, they start barking, even this far away. That there are our security guards. So you need to check around if you're going to buy a piece of property, and you need to take a look at the fault line maps and make sure your property is not on one. There's no active faulting zone, then you're all right. So there are things that happen, particularly in Manila, which is only just barely above sea level. They get floods there every time a typhoon or even heavy rains hit. And the streets are flooded, and you see the kids out there playing in the rain. And all those, crazy. You don't want to be in that. You don't want to get out, oh, look at this, we got a swimming pool here now. I'll go for a swim. That's dirty water. Some people call it shit water. So you need to look, those are things you need to check about. Flooding, earthquakes, and high winds, where you are in relation to where typhoons come hit. Most of them, I say, that come from the East Coast, Pacific side, and they have to cross the mountain zones, so it's not as bad when it gets here as, say, in Catanduanes or some places like that. And if you're going to buy and build your own house, ask the local people. who has built a house recently here, and go and take a look at the house. You see cracks in the walls or stuff like that. That's uh, sure sign, uh, sure signs of uh, uh, faulting activity, earthquakes, uh, and this has been my happy place. I knew all the dangers. I knew that about the snakes. I knew about other stuff like cane frogs, cane toads. They're here in the Philippines, and their skin is poisonous. If your dog tries to eat one, they'll probably die. Uh, so those are things you look out for. We get lizards here, some quite beautiful. One had like about a 5 foot tail on it. And he was right back there on this fence one day. Fortunately, I got there and made sure the lizard wasn't harmed. And recently we had a monitor lizard in our front yard. All dogs, four of the dogs were there standing barking like crazy, and sniff it, and bang. But the lizard had already gone into play dead mode. Uh, but before she had bit Pepper on the ear, and that's when Lily went in and took bit the lizard, and that's when it started playing dead. And I got the dogs off away and calmed down, and Maida took the lizard by the tail and put it over here. And we checked later, and it was gone. So it was fine. It's just scared of those dogs. And so you get those things too. Uh, Probably one of the most dangerous things here is the traffic, though. And in Manila, it is just crazy, crazy. I don't like driving in Manila, but I don't like driving anywhere here. So I don't drive anymore. I let my trusty wife do the driving. Uh, so you might consider that when you get here. Uh, they do have a lot of deaths, traffic deaths, of motorcycles and trikes uh, get hit quite often. So, and don't let your pets run around. Keep them in your yard. Don't let them get out unless you're going to take them for a walk or something. And then you have to watch out for trucks and jeepneys and buses and uh, uh, cows and sheep and goats, dogs, cats, children. Uh, that's where the traffic is. And they walk in the road because there's no sidewalks. And so, but life is good here. I've enjoyed it. I plan on staying here for my rest of my life on this earth. Uh, Unless that space alien ship comes and beams me up and fixes this old body up to a 25-year-old guy. I'd like that. Okay, that's about it. Uh, don't let these things stop you from moving here. If you really want a good, peaceful lifestyle in your old age, this is the place. There's plenty of things to see and do, and we try to get out to see those, do some traveling around, film some fiestas. So, uh, as I say, life is good, and so don't let these things stop you from coming over. All right, that's about it for today. Take care of your family, take care of your kids, take care of your pets. Don't let them run around. And I'll see you again hopefully tomorrow. So, adios, amigos and amigas.